busy day I've had. I am doing El Camino, the Portuguese central route. And today's my first day. It's been kind of crazy. I took a red eye here from DC last night. And because I'm kind of on a time crunch for this trip, I decided, okay, it'll be fine if I just, hop off the plane and begin walking, which I could have predicted that wouldn't go well. The flight itself was completely fine, pretty chill. I was able to sleep a little bit, had a meal. As soon as I got off the plane though, things got oh so interesting. The Porto public transportation system is super confusing. I'm pretty good at figuring out public transportation that I'm not familiar with, but this, oh my goodness, I had to ask like 3 or 4 people. I was trying to get to the cathedral because the cathedral is where everything starts, and I probably wasted an hour today just roaming around trying to find that. I got so lost using that train. It took me so long. I had to ask so many people, and then I couldn't find the cathedral. So I got off the train. Everyone kept saying, oh, it's like a 4-minute walk, it's a 3-minute walk. Turns out there's multiple cathedrals in Porto, and I didn't know that. So I kept saying, oh, where's the cathedral? Where's the cathedral? And they were all sending me to different ones. And I eventually found the cathedral, got my pilgrim's passport, which is super exciting. And then today has been one of the most boring days of hiking that I have ever had. It has been just along a big stretch of road for like 7 or 8 miles at this point, and it's hot out and there's no one else around, which is maybe a little bit alarming, but I keep seeing these yellow arrows. I've gotten the hang of finding them now, so I'm just gonna keep going. But yeah, very strange, kind of mentally difficult way to start the Camino.
No other way to put it, the first several miles on this route are a lot of road walking. There are definitely still some pretty parts though.
But yeah, my butt is getting absolutely kicked today. I stopped for a minute. I haven't taken a break all day to get some liquid IV in me. It's very hot. I'm sweating a lot. Yeah, mentally a little difficult, but I guess positives. I am making progress today. I think we are almost out of the city, and I am super excited about where I'm staying tonight. I'm staying in a monastery that has been converted into an albergue, which is very, hopefully really cool. Yeah, I just gotta keep going. And I will say, it's not all completely ugly. Like, there are pretty moments intermixed. Like, there are pretty things. I have seen pretty things, but overall yeah, excited to be in the nature soon, hopefully. I am really struggling. This is so embarrassing. It's day 1. Like, my body's really tired. I just want to be there so badly. This was a horrible idea, doing this right after a red-eye flight. I should have spent the night in Porto and had a fresh start of it tomorrow. I'm, yeah, like really, really hurting, and I have like 10 kilometers left, so it's still a decent amount. Oh, and I'm just trying to keep morale up.
I took another break and literally just sat on the ground. I was so hot and uncomfortable, but I stopped at a store and got a delicious bottle of water, which definitely helped me feel a lot better. With water in hand, I soldiered on.
I have like half a mile left. I had to take a break. I feel so horrible. So horrible. Okay, I actually just met a very nice brother-sister duo that, you know, helped me realize that I'm being super negative right now. And I am really excited about this albergue tonight. I don't know if I've mentioned it a little bit, but it's in a kind of converted monastery. So it's supposed to be really pretty and peaceful, and it has good reviews. So I'm really close, I think. I'll talk to you more later, but today's been pretty difficult. Excited to be done with it. Okay, against all odds, made it to the room. This is genuinely like the worst I've ever felt. So dinner's in like an hour. I need to shower everything. And then I'm gonna lay in bed. Maybe hunt down something to charge all my devices. Right now the room is pretty empty, which is exciting. And this building is 1,000 years old. It was an old monastery.
The monastery was really lovely. The rooms were clean, there was a nice kitchen and small dining room, and they served us a pilgrim-style dinner that night. All of this for 15 euros, a treat.
Start of day 2. I am determined to be in much better spirits today. I slept amazing last night. The lodging was super cool, feeling pretty restful this morning. So hopefully I can get back in the groove of things and begin hopefully a good day. Today's gonna be a long day. It's like 18 miles. Not sure how many kilometers that is, but I'm starting pretty early and it's a lot cooler at this time of day, which is super nice. So let's go along for the ride. I'm on the Portuguese Central route, and one really interesting thing is that I thought it was gonna be so crowded, but there's barely anyone here. Our hostel, or our albergue last night can fit like 60 plus people, and I think there were 7 of us. And it's end of June, so maybe it's not high season, I don't know, but the solitude has been nice. So I'm gonna try to get some miles in before it gets too hot. But everyone's been super friendly so far, very kind. It's definitely been me just having a mental breakdown. That was just such a like dumb thing for me to do, getting straight off the plane and hiking. I cannot recommend that less. So I don't know, we'll see how today goes. We just got off the road onto a trail, which makes me so happy. One of the things that I was struggling with yesterday was that it was a lot of road walking. So this will hopefully last for a bit of time, and it's so much more pleasant to walk on a trail.
This was the moment where I realized that part of what makes the Portuguese Central route so appealing is the history associated with the route, and part of that history is going through the historic towns and the ancient Roman roads that were wrecking my feet. The struggle was part of the journey.
And we are back to road walking. That was very nice and a short-lived time away from the road. So, why am I hiking the Camino? Excellent question, thank you for asking. A lot of reasons. It's been on my bucket list forever. I really like pushing myself and seeing what I can do. I also have a couple, I guess, more crunchy spiritual reasons why I'm hiking it. The first one is I'm at a pretty big point of transition and change in my life. I really love my job. In the past 3 years, I've lived in Arlington, Virginia, with 2 of just the best girls that I know, and we moved out of our house like a day before I left to do this. They're both moving out of the area. I, as of now, am staying there, and the thought of not being in the same city as them is really hard because it's so much better to do life with people. I am potentially going to be living alone next year, so that is, you know, something that I also gotta think about and process. And I'm a pretty anxious person. I get really stressed about a lot of different things, and I'm trying on this trip, and one of my big goals for the Camino is just to be more present and to get more comfortable being with myself and doing things on my own and enjoying it along the way. I've done one solo trip before to Ecuador, and the Ecuador trip was really hard, honestly. I struggled with being alone. I struggled with making friends. It's not Ecuador. Ecuador is beautiful. But I'm trying this again to see what I can do and to see how I'll be on my own. Obviously, I don't want to be like alone forever, but I don't want to have to rely on other people for my happiness. And if yesterday is any indication, I have a lot to learn about discomfort and being in difficult situations. So we'll see how all of that goes, but so far today is much better. I think starting earlier in the morning is really helpful, and the scenery is already much prettier than it was yesterday. So we'll see how all those accomplishing of goals go. Okay, first break of the day, and I thought I would give you a little snack report on what I'm gonna eat. Right now I'm eating a Go Macro bar. These are my favorite. I think this is my last one, and it's day 2, which is hilarious. Then I have an applesauce from Trader Joe's. All these I brought over from the States, so I haven't tried Portuguese snacks yet. And then I have a almond butter bar. I'm obsessed with these. I eat them at work, so seeing them in Portugal right now is really weird. And then my treat of the day is dried mango. This is my favorite hiking food. It's so good. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up eating. I'm trying to take more breaks today because I think that'll make the experience more enjoyable. But yeah, just chilling out here in a cornfield. This is my ideal hiking weather right now. I love like moody and misty, but not actually raining. That's like my sweet spot. So hopefully it holds off. It wasn't supposed to rain today, so hopefully there's nothing surprise in the forecast.
Midday involves some more roads, going under some highway overpasses, exploring some fields, and ultimately landing on a lovely shaded area to take another break for the day.
I am really hurting. I changed shirts just because it's starting to get towards midday and I don't want to get burnt, so I put on a sun shirt. It's a little wet still from last night, which is kind of gross, but kind of feels good. And yeah, I am just trying to be kind to myself, remind myself that it's okay to go slow, okay to take breaks. It's just me out here, so I can take as many breaks as I want. There's a really cute duck, and it's nice. It's very pretty. So I'm just trying to think about that. It never ceases to amaze me how much of an animal girl I am. How much seeing even like one goat puts me in such a better mood. I am in a lot of pain, but the good news is I've been talking with some other pilgrims, and I think everyone is. Need to remember that the pain is part of this whole thing. Definitely getting a little bit toastier, unfortunately, but my plan now is to take frequent breaks because my feet are in so much pain, but every single time I look at them, there's no blister. So, like, they can't be in that much pain. But my plan is to listen to a podcast and just keep walking. And then once the podcast is over, I will take a break. And then just keep repeating that until I get to lodging. Tonight we have 13 kilometers to where Barcelos. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that'll be my goal. So for now I'm just gonna grind it out. But today's still been a lot better than yesterday. It's much, much prettier.
The afternoon passed by with a lot of exploring and seeing beautiful sights and trying to ignore the heat and the pain in my feet. Something I have realized is that hiking alone can be a lot and can involve a lot of alone time with your thoughts.
Okay, about 3 miles left today, 5K, really kicking my butt. I have to stop every hour or so. It's kind of getting down to 30 or so minutes to deal with my feet. I'm really worried that I have something like plantar fasciitis, which hopefully I don't. And I don't think I do. I think I'm just getting my butt kicked. This has been like, I don't know, one of the worst showings I've had on a hike in a long time. And maybe it's because I'm by myself, although I have talked to some really lovely people. Maybe it's the heat, maybe it's my backpack, but I'm really, really excited to rest tonight and to do nothing and to relax. I just gotta get there. So yeah, it's kind of at this point in the day, just like, oh, and another thing, I don't think I'm eating or drinking water enough. There actually haven't been too many towns or anything on this stretch. It's just been like a little difficult because I'm trying to conserve water. But yeah, you know, this is part of the experience. I'm tough, I can do it. I just gotta make it another couple miles. Probably we'll take like one more break and then hopefully we'll be there. Hopefully on my last break of the day, pretty much anytime there's a picnic bench, I stop. Feet are in so much pain. I actually don't know if it's plantar fasciitis. It might be just being on pavement for so long. I've never really done this much road walking. It's really hurting. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to go tomorrow. I'm not even sure how if I'm gonna be able to finish today, but I'm almost there. Definitely like less than a mile. So I'm just gonna take my time, get a good rest right here, and then hopefully spend rest of the day just laying in the hostel, like really trying to give my body time to chill.
Finally, after a long day of hiking, I made it to the outskirts of the city I was stopping at for the night. I was simply so exhausted, and arriving at the hostel and getting to relax in the AC was the perfect end to an otherwise sweaty, tiring day.
Done with the trail, about to eat dinner. I'm in Barcelos. I've never heard of this city before, but it's beautiful and it's pretty quiet. So I'm just gonna enjoy my acai bowl on this bench and then I'll give you a recap. Okay, done eating. Just kind of sitting here on my bench. Some reflections from the day. I have definitely been having a harder time with the Camino than I did with the West Highland Way, which is so interesting because I prepared so much for the West Highland Way and then like didn't really prepare at all for the Camino because I thought it was gonna be easy, which is so silly of me. So I'm having a little bit of a hard time with that. I'm also having a hard time doing it alone, I think. I'm on the Portuguese Central route right now, and it's very quiet. I was expecting it to be super packed, but it's actually not. And obviously all the pilgrims that I've talked to so far have been so lovely, like beyond amazing. But I do think it's hard because when you're hiking by yourself, it's like, okay, I'm in pain and there's no one around for me to talk to, because obviously like talking to people always makes the time go quicker, but there's no one around to like talk to. So I think I was only focusing on my pain. I also think I'm having a hard time with the concrete, like all the road walking. I think what I thought was plantar fasciitis is just me being in pain and the harsh surface. But you know, I knew heading into this trail that it was going to be difficult and it was going to be challenging, and that was part of the reason why I wanted to do it. I've always wanted to do a Camino. I've always wanted to do a thru hike, and thru hikes aren't easy. That's part of the thing with them. So in a lot of the clips today, I think I sound really dramatic, and it's so much easier when I'm sitting here at a beautiful park bench in a wonderful city to be a little bit more rational about it. So I'm gonna really try to be more positive tomorrow. You all might not have seen, I feel like I didn't film too many of the negative parts, but I was getting very negative there. But honestly, everything that I want the Camino to be, it has been so far, right? Like, it's been beautiful, the people have been kind, the accommodations have been great, the food's been good. I just need to, you know, like get comfortable with the long walking and the pain, because that's part of the journey. A guy at dinner last night said this really beautiful thing. He said, you know, you're walking with someone on the Camino, and at the beginning of the day you're laughing because everything is so great, and then at the end of the day you're crying because you're either in pain or you're talking about something, because a lot of people do the Camino specifically for an experience. And he said that that's okay because that's life, and it comes with ups and downs. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, right? Like, one of the big things that I want to do on this hike is get more comfortable with being alone. So it's okay to be alone and to be uncomfortable with the pain. I need to remind myself. But I'm so exhausted. I'm gonna go back and probably read my book and lay in bed and eat more and try to get up a little bit earlier tomorrow, because I really like hiking in the early morning. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. This town, Barcelos, is absolutely beautiful. I think it's one of my favorites that we've seen so far. The river's super pretty, the town itself is super cute, and I probably would have never have gone to this little Portuguese town if I hadn't known about it through the Camino. Thank you for watching. I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.